We're finding out together with OD Pixel and Tsunami.
Thank you very much, GVS. We had an action-packed game one. We'll see if we get more of the same here in game two. And Tsunami, what do you reckon? Are we going to see Secret punch back hard? Or with sort of a similar approach in terms of how they're using their cores, could Enigma Galaxy get the 2-0 here today?
Oh, they're getting the 2-0. I just inhaled an entire tank of Hopium. I've never felt so big on Enigma Galaxy in my entire life. What is all this relegation talk? This is step one of many to get to the major. They got this locked up. Certainly, surely. I mean, it does feel like a dip into the archives, like the panel mentioned, of putting a Miracle on a hard carry in the mid lane and putting your safe lane core on a mid laner. I wasn't really convinced with ILTW's Queen of Pain in game number one. It did its job, I suppose, which was help us win the game, but I don't really know what it was doing that a more traditional safe laner with a different item build wouldn't be able to do. And in this case, I don't even think he's going to be able to take advantage of the fact that, like, oh, I will be able to survive a tri-lane, because that was the advantage that a Queen of Pain was getting in game one. I don't think Secret are going to do that again in game two. Sure,
you imagine we are going to see Secret start the lanes off a little differently, because, yeah, as you say, last game, the laning setup definitely felt a little bit awkward from Secret.
Yeah, and after that, they were just falling behind consistently. So more traditional start, I would imagine, in game number two, but a much bigger focus on Miracle. This time, Miracle is not going to be a space creator. He's going to be a space consumer. So it's a much bigger dynamic shift than I would see from most teams that found success with a certain strategy in one game. Instead, they're like, let's just throw it out the window, go for something completely different.
No, that's right. I mean, the last game, as you say, ILTW Quap, very much the mid-game successes were had in conjunction with Miracle leading the charge into the fights. And yeah, that's really not going to happen here. Of course, it was a very farm Doom, but you know, he was picking that up whilst getting a lot of action under his belt. Probably going to expect things to be a little more passive from Miracle on Medusa this time.
Yeah, and I think most of the action will have to come from ILTW. He will have to be fulfilling the role that Miracle was in the last game, but he has a lot of assistance. Even though Mind Control's Kunkka was probably one of the best heroes to assist a mid lane pressure type situation, this Darkseer plus Earth Spirit should also be able to have a similar impact. And we've been seeing a lot of these Darkseers just outright skip the lane altogether and focus more on, like, okay, I mean, you can get your farm on your safe lane carry, which in this case is the Wraith King, but I'm going to farm every single jungle camp in the perimeter, and I don't really care about the lane that much. I'm going to get more experience than you. So we'll see if this Earth Spirit and this Darkseer opt to do that.
Yeah, very, very strong lane combo. We've seen a lot of success from, and yeah, especially in sort of Enigma's side in their history. I'm out. See so far, mid, straight up even really, between Miracle and Samael on the CS. In terms of the side lanes, nobody getting bullied out completely quite yet. Things starting very even with the duo lane pairings that we have.
I'm curious how much pressure they're going to opt to put on Medusa mid, because with Ice Slice being the Spear Breaker as opposed to like a 4-position Spear Breaker, I imagine that he'll be pretty eager to move around because he can just come back to the lane whenever he feels like with a TP. And Medusa is pretty vulnerable, especially when you have a mid laner like a Puck to be able to apply pressure. So as soon as level 6 rolls around and Dream Coil is available, I imagine that Spear Breaker will be more than willing to start trying to make a move as, oh, they blocked the roll.
Yeah, nice move from Nisha there. Stopped the escape from GH. And, oh, okay. He'll still go down though. Puppey getting the last hit in on him. First blood going to the side of Secret.
I'm actually kind of surprised that they are playing the lane, because granted, most of the times that I see the Darkseers and their +1 skip the lane outright is usually when it's like a ranged core, like I saw it against a Drow Ranger. This time, I guess Ion Shell is a little bit more effective at bullying a Wraith King, but it's not just a Wraith King, it's a Wraith King plus an IO. So even if you are chipping down a Wraith King, he has lifesteal, he's put 2 points into it, and he's got an IO to heal him up. So how much are you really bothering him?
Yeah, and it's going to be more so once he has that helm out. Very close to having it, 900 gold on him at the moment, Nisha. A couple of creeps and that'll be on the way out. So they will have to, indeed, be very careful how they do try and play into the heroes. There's turnaround potential, it will be there from Secret.
That was some peculiar aggro. But he ends up catching it, although I think the range creep got denied, and now he's in a little bit of trouble. No points in Surge.
And no points in Surge indeed.
Okay.
All right. Better TP your way out of that
The
one.
Ion Shell creep is still up there.
Poor old puppy.
Oldest trick in the book.
Control. Well, there we have it. That's why he's got the old 1-2 skill build here. He don't need to run when he can just turn and kill him. Oh, and that's a juicy courier snipe as well. Talking about the quick helm that Nisha was going to get out to him. That's going to be put on the sidelines for a little bit with that courier snipe. Mind control, shaking that bottom lane up very well.
Okay, well that is a delightful turn of events for him. He has Surge now, so he's not even afraid of that happening again, which maybe he did want it to happen again because it worked out pretty well.
It did. Got to be careful around those cliffs. You know, mind control's ready to vacuum.
Thankfully, it's not like Io had anywhere better to be, because otherwise other supports would be like, bro, you lost your helm. Do I really need to babysit you for a little bit longer now? But Io's got nothing better to do anyway, so it's not that big of a setback.
It's a miracle. On the low here in the mid lane. Samel, he's not gonna go in for that one. And just know that Miracle's got the stick charges ready. So just keeping Miracle low in that mid matchup. Still very, very even on the farm. Missing out too much at all, able to utilize those small camps as well.
That Radiant creep up there is going to provide permanent vision.
I was going to say, it's quite a nice little bit of vision here for Secret, isn't it? Yeah.
Mind control, you fool, you gave them a free ward.
Not really with the best of ways to kill it off.
Nope.
From being up there, so it's probably going to live quite a long and happy life up there.
I'll keep my eyes peeled.
See how long we see that creep survive.
If that thing survives to the end of the game, I would be super impressed. Meanwhile, LTW seemingly always kind of just fending for himself. He has Kuro in the lane, sure, but this Queen of Pain not really built to be a duo lane farmer as Nisha.
Nice. Taking heavy hits here from GH and Mind Control. They'll take him out. Mind Control, he's going to be able to walk away. Nisha goes down, Puppy tethering over, will manage to get the hit onto Mind Control. He's going to be able to get GH as well. Let's go. Puppy, my goodness, turning around that. He doesn't need no Wraith King by his side, he'll do it on his own.
He is level 5.5.
All right, this is a fun lane down here. Lots of exciting things happening already in the first 6 minutes.
And
both sides.
Nisha does eventually get his Helm of Iron Will. And now Sumail is going to pick up a DD rune. And he's level 7, although... Yeah, okay, now he has a point in Dream Coil, so I'm curious if Ice stops getting... I mean, he's like constantly at like a quarter HP, so he's not really confident to do anything, but I don't think a puck with a DD would really need that much else, so Ice is going to TP back to base, and I would imagine that his next destination is on the Queen of Pain, unless Sumail wants to come top and they can go kill Quap. Either of those are fine. But I do think that they should do something with this timing.
Let's see. So banish for Sumail. TP is at the ready.
What have we here?
Pings have been sent up towards the top lane.
Sumail does not seem interested.
No. Looks like they'll just leave it for Iso, Size, and Yap sort of play around with LTW. Maybe wait until Ice has his 6 before they try and make a move around it.
Radiant structures are
bottom lane. Nisha. Maybe in trouble again here, Puppy. Then with the tether, Kuro is also ready to come down and offer up some extra damage if they can get a reach in onto Nisha, but it won't be the case. Under the tower, back up, TP comes in.
He's got that Dream Coil still. I don't really know if he wants to blow it on an Earth Spirit, but if he gets the Dark Seer, that would be ideal.
Yeah, Enigma Galaxy, they play it safe. They know they're going to force some sort of reaction. They back off, not to be caught out by that rotation from Sumail.
Yeah, he showed himself in the creep vision, so they confirmed that the puck is down there. And obviously the mid lane's getting pushed as well by creeps, so not the most successful rotation, and he has to pop the DD rune. So Medusa's just chilling. She's pretty satisfied. She's keeping up in CS. Granted, most of those are jungle creeps and easy creeps, but he's got a stack for him.
Oh, he has.
And he's got multiple stacks.
Yeah, another one about to be made for him here by Kuro.
And Puck is just waiting for the rune, not even curious to see what's going on the high ground. I'm amazed that they're letting Medusa just kind of farm unimpeded. There are no sentry wards or anything to block the camps. No one has gone into this triangle to check how many stacks there would be. And no one's rotating on mid. So this Deuce is just getting free reign.
Sumail He's going to make his move up towards the top. They'll bring in a lot of action there. They don't even need some out. Puppey just takes Nisha onto the front lines with the relocate. They'll bring him down. Back over in mid, Yapsop picking up some XP. But Samel, he's been up and down the map looking for action. He's not getting it. This time around, the fault of his own teammates. They say, hey, Samel, it's, we don't even need you, bro. We got this on our own.
If he's going to wait for Quap's respawn, or he's going to bump into Kuro here.
Oh, yeah, he can take this. Samel, he wants blood. He'll drop a coil here to secure the kill of Kuro.
I mean, that's value for Kuro. That just means that it's time that Medusa's not getting dream coiled.
Bottom lane, a little less spooky now for Nisha. He has got the 6, holding onto the skill point right now. But will be hard for them to dive. We're going to see them come through with TP's RTW.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's not the armlet recipe.
No.
He didn't get his helm when he wanted to, and now he's not going to get the full arm. The RTW blinking in.
Nice wall.
The wall's down though. Puppey, he's been focused first with the brain sap and a few right clicks. They take him down. They'll look over towards Nisha. Nisha now puts the skill point into the reincarnate.
No mana.
He's in with the back of, he has an illusory orb, and he's got the jump forward of the waning rift. It is enough. He gets the 2 kills, turns over towards mind control. They'll be able to clean him up as well. RTW tries to poke back a Yapsaw, but he can't come in underneath the tower. Good turnaround there from Secret. Nisha with the ult at the ready. Then with the
Oh, that crit.
All right. Mind control sends the illusions in. We'll be able to pick up the Yapsaw. And the tower should shortly fall. Going very, very low on the HP down here. And Nisha surviving for the turnaround. We'll be able to live a little longer towards that delayed armlet due to the corridor.
The only thing is they did successfully pop reincarnation, and so now for the next 3 minutes or so, this Wraith Kings doesn't feel very safe, and they may take advantage of that, but they don't commit.
Yeah, they know a Puppey around and relocate back online. It's not a kill they can go for right now. I'll take the ward out. Of course, that creep's still living its happy life, its best life up on the cliff. I mean, it might actually stay up there until the later stages of the game when we start to see Enigma Galaxy getting over and putting wards down. That creep's going to have quite the time up there. But it's
different.
Probably one of the longer lives of creeps in the video game of Dota 2. I mean, do we have a stat on that? What's the average life of a creep?
That's a great question. I would imagine the laning phase is probably like 35 seconds because it takes them like 30 seconds to get them, and then they'll die. And now charge comes on Deuce, so she might die.
See if they have the damage. Should back up Roar in, but GH to the ready. Now turn, big back ties into the Sonic Wave. My goodness, the combo there from Enigma Galaxy comes out. Miracle will live. They get the rollover onto Samel. Samel's got the orb back up. See if GH is able to close the gap. He's got rolled back up in a second. Wall has been dropped down. They'll turn their attention for Yapsaw instead. They won't waste time chasing the puck. They'll look for the easier kill. As Yapsaw is in the pit, he's going to look for an attempt to deny to Roshan. It's not going to happen. Enigma Galaxy hitting it back at Secret very hard there. Secret tried to get in. They got so close to bringing down Miracle, but they couldn't quite do it. And the combo coming into play there. You've got to watch out for this. The sort of Darkseer Earth Spirit setup into the burst, the Queen of Pain. The team fight for Enigma Galaxy, 11 minutes in, it's pretty darn scary. And Secret, they just don't have comparable team fight at this point.
I don't blame Secret for going for it, though. You'd think that with a relocate, you should be able to win a fight at the outpost because TP reactions should take quite a while, but ILTW goes to the tier 2 tower, blinks up, gets nearly... Did Samel get clipped? Was that a 4-hero Sonic Wave?
It was a 4-hero Sonic Wave.
Lord. And then, yeah, Yapsaw goes down, so... That was brutal, but you don't really expect that kind of reaction, so well played by Enigma. Bro, where was this Enigma for like the past month, man? Like, this is operating on a level that it's like far beyond, it's not an incremental upgrade from like Dota or anything. Like, this is night and day.
Things have definitely started to get kicked into gear here from Enigma Galaxy. Miracle at the top spot in net worth. He'll keep holding on to that, and you know, doing that as a Medusa 12 minutes in this early game without Secret being able to put a stop to it. I saw that one attempt from Secret. It wasn't successful, but they still have to try for those sort of moves. Otherwise, Miracle is probably going to get rather out of control on a Medusa. You see this game scaling on. Medusa doesn't seem like an easy hero for Secret's lineup to deal with as the minutes pass into later stages.
No, definitely not. It was their last pick. They knew the perfect solution for something that would be a carry Wraith King, and Spearbreaker also not really exceptional at dealing with it. And I don't know if it's Puppey being on IO or something, but like even whenever they make these movements, they're not establishing any vision. every single time they went for that jungle move, and it was because Sumail was invis on the puck, getting vision like that. And in the triangle, they have also yet to put any obs down to see Medusa farming her ancients. So they're just kind of running blindly and just assuming that, well, hopefully someone's here, but then they get turned around, like you saw in this fight with Mind Control, where Mind Control's standing. So I don't know, it props to Nigma for playing extremely well, but also Secret are not really as cohesive as we've seen them in the past.
Talk about Mind Control with the farm that he's had, that Aghanims, it's going to be done here around this 14-minute mark.
Yeah, and so make the Medusa even harder to kill at that point.
Oh, a Dream Core, was that Dream Core being dropped down? It's just on to Kuro. He's the one to tank it. I mean, once again, it's not going to be too bothered at all. if ults are being used for Kuro, life gets easier and easier for Miracle. And Miracle is going to have the Manta style done. So already with the first means to keep himself safe, as she said already, having the Ags as well for the next fight. Mind Control. They've got ways to keep this Medusa fighting fit pretty nicely. And we saw in the last fight, even without those sort of mechanisms to keep himself alive, they still couldn't quite kill it.
Which, on the topic of mechanism, Io did complete his mech, and so hopefully the next siege that Secret go for will be a little bit more profitable, but I don't even know like what timing they're going to feel confident on. Darkseer just now completed his Aegis Scepter while Puck completes a Kaya, and Sumail has these BOTs, but he just keeps killing the Bane every time he runs into the Bane, so he's not really venturing elsewhere in the map. He's just kind of walking into people.
Yeah, the death. You know, Kuro dying does not affect the game plan here for Nigma Galaxy.
Yeah.
Miracle being able to play this complete right side of the map without any interruption. Level 15, pretty much. I mean, you look over the side of Secret, Niche is still sitting at level 10. And obviously, you know, there's the safe lane to the mid lane, but it's just the fact that they were able to put their carry in that mid on this Medusa, and he's got away with it completely. Ice. You're not going to want to run in on that one. The old Carlet there. GH get knocked back by the ultimate. Dream Core down onto the two supports, but Miracle, he'll step up onto the high ground, make sure they can't even get over towards them. Iso says he keeps having to cancel this charge in, as this is just not a team that you want to run in at this point. But then again, when will this be a team you want to run into? I
wish my Medusas at 15 minutes would go up the enemy high ground and be like, no, stay away from my team. I don't care if I'm a Medusa. You should fear me. And they should. She's got a full Manta style, 2 Wraith Vans completed. She got bumped by Ice in that Invis Shadowblade charge, and immediately they laid down detection. She's getting charged again.
I mean, maybe Nigma Galaxy, the smoke's up on the side. Ice. Now it's got the Shadowblade. Sentry dropped down, but Ice is up to the high ground with the safety of Puppey.
And now they're just going to assert themselves on this mid-tier 1, and Dream Coil is down for another 30 seconds. And they're just going to park themselves behind this Medusa. ILTW's got the Ion Shell, so he's super tanky. It's just going to get harder and harder for Secret. I feel like they've missed a very valuable window between early relocates, early Dream Coils, and the timing of the Spearbreaker completing Shadowblade. Because now everyone's just going to group up on Nigma Galaxy, and this is the most frustrating place to be in as a Spearbreaker, because you're like, if I charge someone, you're saying in your comms, you're like, dude, they're just playing S5 all the time. These guys are just so boring. They're just grouping up all the time. Well, yeah, like that's what you're supposed to do against a Spearbreaker, especially if your only win condition is this Medusa who's gigantic.
Miracle. I spend some time taking away the triangle there. I'll get the catch on to Puppey.
To shuffle.
Nice, just having to play in the shadows here.
He's chasing his tail right now. He has nothing to do.
I mean, who do you charge?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, still, overall gold is close. You know, Sumail's farm as well as Nisha's. It is strong. You know, we have the build. Deso, he's got the money for it. Armored Deso will be done. Question is, do Secret have the means to allow this Armlet Deso Wraith King to get in and get those hits on to the Medusa? Not going to be easy.
Which is why I'm glad that the Medusa got the Manta style early on, because really the biggest possibility of that happening is her getting silenced with the Waning Rift and not being able to get Stone Gaze off, because otherwise they would have to be extremely good at chain stunning, which Secret is good at, but you've got Telekinesis, you've got Charge, you've got Nether Strike, and you've got Wraith Fire Blast. And then aside from that, you need to take her down from 100 to 0 with an Ion Shell HP before she gets the Stone Gaze off. Because as soon as Stone Gaze comes up, Wraith King's got to leave. And now she's working her way to the Scotty as well.
We're going to have a smoke up for just a couple of Secret. Yapsor and Samael. They want to make the move into the jungle, see if they can team up with Ice to get some sort of pick off. Of course, Nisha ready to be brought over by Puppey with the relocate if they do find a means to start the action. And it's all reliant on Samael finding a solid Dream Coil.
Puck goes up top, then Ice comes mid. I mean, he can charge to a location, but now, again, it's Sumail walking around to find kills.
Yeah, he's trying to see if he can find someone pushing out this top on their own. And, well, we do have GH showing himself. See if Sumail wants to just go for this kill here. Dream Coil into a relocate setup could do it. And here we have him play. They'll bring over Nisha. This will get some money into the hands of the Wraith King as they take out GH. Not the biggest of kills, but it is something. And Secret at this stage, they'll probably take whatever they can get to just try and keep Nisha's farm on track or as close to as possible as Miracle's Medusa.
For as much as I'm talking about Medusa free farming, Nisha has been as well. And so a Wraith King being this close to a Medusa is pretty admirable. And this charge.
Under attack.
Say goodbye to your TP. And into the ult. He needs a bash to get it. He's not going to get a bash afterwards, so Blinks.
He got the first bash, so you can't complain on RNG for that one.
He was hoping for another there, Ice. They would have done it. Would have got him the kill.
And yeah, yet again, ILTW goes for this Orchid build on this safe lane, Queen of Pan. Which will be pretty frustrating for this Puck, who went for the highest Sange as first item after the BOTs, and now GH. He's good. With the death, though, the Wraith King is definitely hitting hard.
He does.
If he's able to kill the Medusa, though, that's really the proof in the pudding. I don't really care if he can kill an Earth Spirit or a Bane. The other three cores are the ones that are going to be relevant.
I mean, it's just, it really is a ticking time bomb, this Medusa. It really does feel like. Miracle.
She has Scotty.
Like, Scotty Manta 20 minutes in, that's already quite something to deal with. But if this sort of continues where they're just not able to make moves into him and Miracle gets the butterfly, and then at that stage, Wraith King, Spirit Breaker, they're going to feel useless. You know, they'll be able to charge through, maybe get one hit in if they're lucky. But the evasion is just not something that Secret's cores deal with well at all.
And for some comps, I would be like, well, it's kind of risky how top-heavy they're making things. But we've already seen that ILTW is able to have a pretty significant impact when he's clearly not the win condition core. And so him, I wouldn't even really call it falling behind, but him just being not as farmed as the Radiant cores, or obviously as much as Medusa, not that big of a concern, because I don't see an easy way for them to even kill the Medusa in the first place, where she's out of the fight and you do need to rely on the Queen of Pain to win the remainder of a fight.
Dire's bottom tower has been denied.
Obviously, Nisha as well was sort of queuing through different builds. Had sort of the Silver Edge up earlier, but now he's settled back for the BKB. Just to make sure he can get in and maybe not kill Miracle at the start of the action, but with that damage as we've seen, the rest of Enigma Galaxy will certainly have to do their best to keep the distance from the Wraith King. Nisha will hit through them very hard.
That's kind of curious, actually. I would feel that Fiend's Grip and Sonic Wave are enough to discourage you from...
That's true, they do have a lot of piercings, yeah. Guys as well.
And we have a smoke up from Enigma, so they're trying to wrap behind this top tier 1.
It's just one of those games, you know, you're playing into ultimately this Dark Seer and Earth Spirits.
It's hard to not get... I would prefer people do default to BKB as opposed to being like, no, you know what, I don't really need it, actually.
Yeah. It's like, sure, there's a lot of piercing, but trying to fight through that amount of damage that comes out from the Iron Shells is just going to be impossible. You've got to have this immunity. Again, Enigma Galaxy just casually taking away the triangle from Secret. Miracle heads over. They'll look towards Roshan. I mean, they know at this stage, Manta Scotty level 19 on a Medusa. You're more than welcome to try and come and fight them around this pit.
It is a timing, though.
They're going to try.
BKB on Spirit Breaker and a blink on Puck. So if there was ever a chance to win a fight and take them by surprise, it's going to be now.
Maybe they don't kill Medusa, but maybe they can get in and steal the Roshan.
Right.
Oh, nice.
Oh, they have no sentries.
Can they do anything to take this fight? Nice. Gonna lead him with the ult. BKB pop as he'll now start to walk off the coil. Only going to catch on to the Queen of Pain, and now the turnaround. Silence in and Sonic Wave. Puppey comes in with a burst heal, but it's not enough to save Samel. Drag back into the wall. Feed Script locks down Puppey. 2 days. Nisha down the once. Yapsor will get out of there. Just trying to use the Stone Gaze against them. They're looking for Nisha a second time. They've got the Nightmare to put a stop to his TP. They'll get him a second time as they get the 4 kills around the pit. They'll be able to go back in. I mean, it was always going to be a hard thing to play around. Maybe Secret could have tried to look for a Roshan steal, but a fight head-on at this stage, into this lineup, into this Medusa, it seems impossible, and it's looking impossible.
That just seemed like outright miscommunication. I feel like Ice thought that Sumail's puck was closer than he was, because he was just like, okay, I'm going to leave with another strike. That should give you enough time to get a silence on this Queen of Pain, and then we can burst her. Puck was nowhere near to close enough to convert on that initiation, and then they all just kind of filter in because they're like, well, shit, we've committed to this fight. I have no choice now. That was comical, almost. Very rough for Secret.
Aegis on Miracle now. I mean, as if he even needed it, really.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
There's little reason to believe they can really bring him down once.
Oh, Hero Creep is still alive.
It is. It's.
You want to give it a name, Owen?
I mean,
I feel like it deserves one.
It's doing pretty well. It's survived longer than any of Secret's players this game. It's having the best life out of all of them this time round.
What a hero. Butterfly complete. Oh my god, this Medusa is... I don't want to say past the point of no return because that feels dismissive, but it's dangerously close to that.
It's like you run the numbers and it's just hard to see where the numbers are for Secret against this Medusa right now.
She do be butterflying though. They're not even like, they don't even need a protector. They're gonna go on ice. They got the dust.
Oh, missing the kick there, GH. Oh. And the TP out.
All right. Oh.
He's gonna be away. Size, making space. Doing the best he can here. Get some room for Nisha.
Middle tower is under
He's
attack.
solo sieging high ground.
I mean, they got to do something about this. What do they got? Pretty far up. He's very far up. He's going to be put even further far up there with the knockback. He's got that Aegis. Can they quite finish him off? Uncontrolled, watching from the side. Charge over there, bring him down once.
Okay.
See if they can do it a second time. They have got the BKB if Nisha wants to come in. Into the Wraith Fire Blast. Jump over from RTW is looking towards Puppey. Drag back with the vacuum onto Nisha. Samel gets him with the Dream Coil. We'll get onto the 2 of them, but not onto Miracle. Sonic Wave flies over towards the puck. That'll be Samel going down. Maybe a phase shift. He's actually going to live. Can he keep himself alive? Samel, he will. Samel, he's away. Doesn't go down. Gets himself out of there, and that's ILTW the one to fall. So Secret, they get the kill on the Quap. They don't lose anyone themselves there. Samel living on minimal HP. And they do take the Aegis out of the hands of Miracle. I mean, all things considered, Secret's going to be feeling pretty chuffed with that one.
Yeah, they kind of handed it to them on a silver platter for that one. Miracle had, like, there was backdoor protection on the tier 3 also. He had no creeps. So even if you could get some tier 3 damage, then maybe I could justify it. And then there's no one near him. ILTW ends up having to sacrifice his life to a failed fight, so let's not get too hasty now, Enigma Galaxy, all right? I know you're feeling good. Your Medusa's gigantic, but she is still immortal. We're not at the point of no return quite yet. She cannot 1v5. And yeah, that was a fresh Aegis. Like, that Aegis still had like 3 minutes left on it.
Worthy tribute.
See what Secret can do now that they've taken the Aegis away. Ice. He's in straight away. On to Kuro. Quick burst on to Kuro. RTW's going to look towards Puppey. Quick cancel of the TP will allow them to finish him off. Puppey goes down.
Nice. Always hype to see some normal punch blink Darkseer.
You love me.
They've got this bottom wave pushing in.
Oh my god, the creep is still alive. Wait, why'd they put a ward? They already have a free ward with the creep.
Wait, what? Yep. I mean, I guess it's a little further vision, right? It's a bit
but it's
more
the
vision.
principle, though.
I mean, if I was that creep, I'd be pretty insulted.
I know, right?
You know, they
I'm
don't
not
think
good
he's doing a
enough.
good enough job. Nice. Poor old creep. He's been doing his best. He's been up here for the last 20 minutes. He's going, no,
Look at him. He wants to fight.
No, they've done him dirty there.
Respectful. Well, they managed to take a tier 2, and they claim the bottom outpost. So still, it's like it's going to be a very, very long uphill battle. Even though the net worth is only 2K, it's like Medusa being this far ahead feels a lot more than just being 2K down. But Puck has also not really been a part of the game, and Puck is going to start being a part of the game because Sumail is on his way to completing an E-Blade. He's got the Ghost Scepter, and he's making his way to the Eagle Song. So if you can't kill the Medusa, then let's just try to make sure that she can't kill you and just etherealize her.
Looks like Enigma Galaxy just sort of sweeping around for the outer towers. They're bringing in the top lane. Put themselves in position to take away that final tier 2 from Secret. Secret, meanwhile, getting themselves out on the map a little bit more as well. As progress is made for Nisha, plus MKB. The next big step in his build that will allow him to definitely hit into the Medusa around obviously when the stone gaze isn't up, but when it's gone he can deal with that evasion quite nicely, and he'll still pack a significant punch. You can never write off how hard a Wraith King can hit if he's able to land those hits.
Yeah. Which again, landing the hits against the evasion, which thankfully I don't believe that Miracle. We'll have to see if Elven. Oh, they have an Elven tunic actually. And he's. Oh wait, what is that? I still have. I've not cast in so long. I don't even know how to figure out these shops. Whatever. The point is, he has a Titan Sliver right now, so you know, whatever.
Yeah, that's a nice one for him. He's happy to hold on to that. I mean, the question is now, obviously, after what happened last time in the mid lane, how much of a rush Enigma Galaxy are going to be in? Do they necessarily need to force or chill for the next stages?
Yeah, it's a Roche number 2 type situation. Because whatever power spikes that Secret are going to hit will not be that devastating. Like, so Nisha working his way to the MKB. That'll be pretty useful, obviously, against the evasion, but again, like, him being able to attack and not get stone gazed is the #1 priority. And there are no items that Secret are going to be able to get that makes that easier for him to do. At most, again, they're just going to stall it out. They're going to turn Medusa ethereal, which now Puck has completed the E-Blade, which maybe they'll try to make a play off of it.
Do you love me?
Bottom Kuro. It's not gonna find the opportunity to set up onto ice.
No, they're BOTing.
I mean, yeah, Kuro's got good information for them here.
Oh, that was not a Fiend Script. That was a fraction of...
All right, well, that will happen very quickly there for Kuro, unfortunately.
Oh my god, he gave away Fiend Script also.
No, he didn't.
Rubik has it.
Oh, oh no.
Oh no.
Well,
you hate to see it.
Definitely something to bear in mind there for Enigma Galaxy. They will be trying to make moves into that. We'll see the Secret now backing off the Enigma Galaxy's turns up, but they've got to keep an eye on the fact that the Absol's going to be looking for a grip the next fight.
I'm glad that they back off. I think a hastier team would have been like, dude, I got Fiend's Grip, let's do something with it, but they know that they didn't really have like any vision superiority. Bane being dead does not really give them enough to start trying to take a fight, but I imagine that by the time Spellsteal times out, they are going to try to do something with this. They have a smoke. If they want to go for it.
I mean, if they can get any sort of team fight done before the Roshan, it's going to be huge.
Yeah.
No, they cannot let this Roche fall back into the hands of Miracle. You know, we saw last time them being a little relaxed with how they used the Aegis on the Medusa. You'd imagine the Enigma Galaxy aren't going to,
it's a fast
to let it go away that time.
10 seconds, it's up. Which I don't know who that favors, because that means that Fiend's Grip is still going to be up. And Fiend's Grip around the Roche pit would be amazing, because I don't know if Enigma Galaxy know that Rubik has it. And so if they have disables for it, they've got...
They do. They got ways to stop
solutions,
it.
But only if they know that it's going to happen. Otherwise, Earth Spirit's just going to roll in, and Medusa's going to be in the middle of nowhere, and Fiend's Grip draining mana as well could be devastating for her.
Yeah, it's going to be coming from a mile off as well, Rubik being Rubik and with the Ether Lens. So they've got to be well on sort of track of keeping Yapsor's position in mind.
They're dancing around the pit, but they're not willing to commit for it quite yet.
No, they're very close to having the Satanic done on Miracle.
Yeah.
Nisha going back for the AC, of course, next. Help his team out against the split physical of the Medusa. Enigma Galaxy, yeah, they seem really set on trying to catch Secret off guard, maybe catch a kill before they commit into the pit.
Dire are
again, hover around the triangle.
Secret have, like, no vision in that area, and their scan is down too. So as far as they know, Roche could be going down right now. But
I mean, they get the Satanic done a miracle. Now they could probably look to force the Roche now. A bit more confidently knowing that Miracle's going to have that backup with the Satanic to pop.
Yeah, and they're doing this too fast. Secret's in no position to contest it. Which I can understand. It's not worth risking it, because if you die there, then the game may be in shambles. Whereas giving Medusa a second life, it's pretty bad, but...
I mean, but I guess at the same time, they're like, well, if he's going to do what he did with the Aegis last time, we'll happily let him have it.
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh.
There we go, Kuro. We'll be able to put a stop to the charge out. Come on, Ice.
He's going to have charging. Okay, they kill him.
Dire's structures are fortified.
All right, they pluck him out.
Yeah, Secret just trying to play for the split push here, but they're almost certainly going to have to deal with Enigma Galaxy knocking at their doors. As Miracle charging down the mid. See what they have in store. But there we have the straight up start of the rip. I mean, is this really going to happen again?
Deja vu.
I mean, all right. Maybe they just shouldn't go for the Aegis.
Maybe.
I mean...
Coil? No, I mean, he's pretty
Oh, good jump from Samael there. Takes out Kuro. Well, that Aegis didn't even last as long as the first one.
It was a matter of... I mean, really, they just wanted the shard, obviously, you know.
I guess so.
But IDC 2 lives.
Well, we have this move. Puppey did bring Samael over to get the Arcane Rune.
Wow.
It'll cost him his life. Maybe Samael can get out. Ooh, a lovely little jump there from the cliff. But they have got the vessel down upon him. Has he got any more smooth moves, Samael?
Silence, but he's dead.
They'll get him.
How's my boy Creep Teasy doing, though?
Radiant's top tower.
Oh, no, my God, they put another ward on Crow.
Amnesia's going for some action. They've got the control there. Yapso with a lift up on the GH. Kick back onto Nisha. RTW looks to stand his ground, but there's a charge coming in his way. Ice with the setup into the ultimate. Nisha will get forced down. Double buybacks coming out from Secret. They want to try and hold this fight. And then Miracle is around and ready to fight alongside the rest of Enigma Galaxy. As that'll be a dieback from Puppey. Ice popping the BKB, trying to get out of this one. He'll go for the TP out. Nothing to stop him through it, so he will make it out of there. But a bit of a monetary commitment from Secret to fight around that outpost. It doesn't really pay off. They still can't deal with the Medusa. Dieback on Puppey. Nisha's out for a minute. They may not have the Aegis, but they've got a good setup to go for the racks here. It's going to be hard for Secret to defend.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah, Spearbreaker also does not have BKB for another 45 seconds because he used it on that outpost fight. And, I mean, Medusa's still gigantic. It doesn't matter how many Aegises she gives away. That doesn't really affect her net worth, which is 32,000 nearly. So a lot more needs to go wrong for this really to slip out of Enigma Galaxy's hands.
I mean, you know, the man himself, maybe what he said about upper divisions, he has the same sentiment about Aegises. He don't need them.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't think... I mean, at this point, you're not going to commit the buyback. You're willing to sacrifice 2 Raxes. Well, the back door's up.
And then we'll have the full lineup up. Can they take a fight into Miracle?
Bonk.
The lift up. Up by the ice. Falling a little low on the mana. Rip's going to come out onto Nisha. Nisha. Oh, get the tether through from Puppey, but they can't save it the first time. Puppey, he'll die. Nisha put the BKB. He'll look to lock down onto GH. Charge over from ISO straight towards the backlines. They kill off GH. ISO popping the BKB now on the retreat, but Miracle is trying to chase. He is back onto the shadows with the Shadow Blade. Gets himself away from the hits of Miracle. But the racks, it won't be protected. Enigma Galaxy to take a second set. They're ready to swing over towards the top. Samael, they knew he pulled back in that last fight around the bottom half. He doesn't have buyback out for 95. Ice trying to draw their attention away from the base. But LTW mind control, GH and Kuro, they'll knock him out of action. He has got buyback, but they're going to have to try and hold 80 seconds without Samael.
Yeah, he was trying to kill the wave, but another one's coming in quick succession. And yeah, I don't even think they need megas. Just go for tier 4s. Samael's out of commission for 70 seconds.
And there's a Rapier. He's ready to finish this one up fast, Miracle.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
A Secret, what have they got? They've got a buyback on Ice. They're going to give it one final shot to try and push Miracle off the base. The tier 4s have been taken. Nightmare to put an interruption to the setup attempted from Ice. I'll get the knockback. Miracle's out of mana. I'll get the disarming as well. GX rolls over towards Nisha. Nisha has gone once. Miracle, he might not have mana, but with the Rapier, he's more than happy to continue this fight. BKB's going to do nothing for Nisha. GG, it's called. Nigma Galaxy, Game 2's theirs. The series is theirs. 2-0. They take down Secret. And I mean, this sort of a win, this is huge for Nigma Galaxy.